Hi, I'm DeDe. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll do some seated exercises where the focus will be on increasing our range of motion. Increased range of motion will help us have better mobility and flexibility, and those things allow us to more easily reach, bend, and move with increased comfort and functionality. So here's what you'll need: a sturdy armless chair. You can have on athletic shoes or you can be barefoot like I am. You'll need some water for hydration, and you might also want a small towel, which will help you modify some of the stretches if you need to. So with that in mind, make sure that you always skip something if it doesn't feel right for you, or you do something that is similar but feels better for you. I'll give you lots of options. Let's make sure we have plenty of room around our chair, and then we'll have a seat. Sit away from the back of the chair now. Your shoulders are back and down, nice and tall here. Your legs are in line with your hip joints, knees over ankles, and feet are in line with one another, even and straight. Let your arms hang down. Let's roll the shoulder up, back and down, and the other shoulder. Up, back and down. So here we are together again, moving together. I'm glad you're here with me. Now keep the shoulder down. Let's bring the elbow into that circle. Elbow out and around and out and around. Let's turn the thumb up. Now we'll start to make this a little bit bigger. And keep going bigger as you can. And then we can start to turn the chest. We can turn the eye gaze. Make sure you have plenty of space to do this. You don't want to have to navigate around any furniture. Now double arm shoulder roll, make it small, up and around, back and down, and again, up and around, back and down. Two more. And then turn your palms forward, shoulders down. Inhale, open the arms behind you, keep them low, and then exhale, palms together. Start to let your arms get a little bit higher. Feel that through your chest, your shoulders, and your upper back too. Now a little higher. Now, anything that I suggest is always predicated on whether or not it feels right for you. You make that choice. Something that feels good last time might not feel good this time. So always stay in touch with what's happening today in your body. Can you bring your arms up a little higher without lifting your shoulders? Inhale. Exhale. Two more. More bend in the elbows if you need it. Otherwise, elbows are straighter. Now we take the hands on the legs, shoulders back and down. Inhale, and then exhale and hinge forward. Do it again. Hinging from the hip joints, keeping your spine long and straight. Again. Make sure your feet are far enough forward to support your body weight. As we tip forward, our body weight goes forward further. So our feet have to be there to support us. Two more. All right, now we're sitting all the way up. Shoulders roll back and down. You can hold on to the chair if you want to. Let's tap the toes, tap right, tap left. Lift your toes up higher if you can. And if you don't need to hold on to the chair, then hands in your lap. When we're walking, every time we take a step, we're lifting our toes like this, and we're striking on our heel when we take a step forward, every single step that we take. So it's important to keep these muscles in the front of our shins strong and limber and prepared. So that's what we're doing now. Now both sets of toes up and down, up and down. So your heels get heavier, don't they? When your toes come up, dig your heels into the floor. Check in with your posture. You're still sitting up straight and tall. Can you feel what's happening in your shins? Let's add some arms now. Bend, straighten, toes up, toes down. Last 4. Now hold on to the chair or put your hands in your lap. Ankle circle, right leg and left leg. Roll in a circle. Up and around, up and around. 8 more. So the best time to stretch is when your core muscle temperature or your body temperature is elevated, up above what it normally is. And then our connective tissue is more pliable and more ready to stretch. All right, let's tap the heel forward now. Heel and in, heel and in. Remember, you're holding on if that feels better for you. So in order to elevate our body temperature, we're moving around. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer. Let's go out to the diagonal now. Right heel and left heel. Bring your arms down to your sides. If you're holding on, you can hold on with one hand and reach the other. And if you're not holding on, let's do both arms. Reach out, diagonal from your shoulders. Four more like this, then we'll change it a little bit. Now keep your knee bent and let's tap out to the side. So out to the side and in, and the arms go side or just one arm. You choose. Open your leg out to the corner of the seat of your chair if you can. Now let's make these arms a little bit bigger. If you're just doing one, it can also get bigger. Otherwise, both. Keep your knee bent here. Now let's come out to a wide stance where we'll stay. Hands on your legs now. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, forward and twist. Other way. Exhale. Inhale. Shoulders down. Exhale. Are you feeling a little more limber? A little warmer? I am. I hope you are. One more. Now stay in your wide stance. Inhale, Tip forward and exhale. Make sure your feet are out, away from the chair legs a little bit. We want to support ourselves as we come forward. So we did this earlier with our legs more narrow. This should feel a little bit different with the legs wider. 4 more. Are your shoulders down? Last 2. That feels so good on the back and the inner thigh area. Now stay up. Let's turn to the side into a lunge. You're toward the front edge of your chair. You're holding on as much as you need to. Both knees are bent to 90 degrees. And then we tuck the pelvis forward and we release it. Tuck it forward. Release. Let's change sides now. Holding on as much as you need to. 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Tuck the pelvis now. Tuck it forward and release. So for part of my day, I've been sitting. So this feels really good for my hip flexors. Have you been sitting also? Maybe you plan on sitting later on. All right, let's come back to the center. Now back to the heel digs, shoulders back and down. You're sitting away from the back of the chair, right and left. These are heel digs, right and left. Let's bring both arms forward, or you're holding on with one hand and you bring the other arm out. Otherwise, both arms. So I like to mention this whenever possible. When we pick up our foot and we move our arms, even when we're sitting, that requires balance and stability. So even though we're focusing on mobility today, flexibility, we're still getting a little balance training right here, right now. Now we'll extend the leg. If it's comfortable for you to do it, extend the leg without touching the heel down. How about a little bit bigger with the arms? Up and out, into a V. Can you still sit up tall? So now we have balance training and we have core stability. Yeah. And it can all take place while we're sitting. Four more. Remember, if I'm moving at a pace that doesn't work for you, make sure you change it to the pace that works for you. Just stay safe. Now up and hold for 3. Up and hold. 2, 3, switch. Don't collapse now. Stay tall and switch. Now, let's tap our leg out to the side. We go right and left. Now this time we straighten the leg a little more and we reach it out. We point the toes. Can you add the opposite arm? What about both arms if you're not holding on? How about bigger arms? So we're just finishing up this heat building segment where we're trying to get the core temperature up, our body temperature. Do you feel it happening? I feel it happening for me. Now we go out and hold. Hold here, keep breathing, keep sitting up. Down and switch. And switch. And one more time. All right, Sitting with your feet about hip joint distance apart, shoulders back, ears over shoulders. Take a deep breath in here, and then twist. Look over your right shoulder as you exhale, back to the center. Keep your legs sturdy. Don't let them wiggle, don't let them wobble. Along with the torso turning, turn your head and your neck. Now we'll turn to the right and we'll stay here. Stay here. Hold it. Keep breathing now. So as we sit here, what can you refine? Can you sit up a little taller? Can you relax your shoulders a little more? Can you turn your head a little further without straining through your neck? Let's come back to the center now. Inhale, go the other way. Exhale and hold. And then just start to refine what you're doing. With each breath, find a different place that you can emphasize in your body. All right, let's come back to the center. Roll your shoulders, separate your feet to shoulder width. Now the arms come out again. Inhale, right hand on your leg, exhale, reach over, and then switch. Your arm can be a little straighter here if that's comfortable for your shoulder. Now tip over to the right and hold. Stay here. Make your left hip heavy and reach up, whether you're here with your elbow or here. Shoulder down. Feel the stretch through your left side. Get some support from this right hand, maybe your right forearm, but make sure your spine stays long. All right, let's come up and we'll switch sides. Hand or forearm, up and over, elbow bent or elbow straight. Shoulders relax. Try not to shorten through your abdomen. Keep it long. All right, let's come back up to the center. Relax your arms, roll your shoulders, slide to the front edge of your chair and bring your feet in about hip joint distance apart. Now we step one heel out and in and the other heel out and in. Hold on to your chair right now because we're close to the front edge. We want to be safe, we want to stay on our chair. Flex your foot, stretch your leg out. Stretch your leg out. 4 more. Now straighten your right leg and stay there. Stay there. Take your hands on your thighs and then tip forward if you can from your hip. We want to increase the stretch in the back of our right leg. Just a reminder that you're not rounding your back here. Your back is long and straight, right? Straight line out through the crown of your head. Check in and make sure that's happening for you. Now, if you can go down a little further, slide your hand down. And maybe you rest your forearm on your thigh, but you're still not rounding your back. Now take the hands back up onto the thighs and come on up. Switch legs. Nice and straight, tall and long through the spine. Start out with your hands on your legs, tip forward. Stay here. You feel the stretch down the back of your left leg? I sure do. Now can we go in deeper? Try it. Slide your hand further down. Don't round your back. Forearm. Keep flexing your foot. Stay here. Now hands go back up on your thighs. Help yourself up. Bend your knees. Now make sure your feet are out in front of you enough to support your body weight. Take your hands behind. You're going to bring the backs of your hands against your low back. The backs of your hands. And then watch this. Shoulders back and down, elbows open. Stay here. This is a chest stretch. You feel it through the front of your shoulder and into your chest. Keep your wrists straight. Don't break your wrist line. Do the best you can here. You can stack one hand on top of the other, that's fine. Now if you feel good there, reach back and grab the back of the chair. Slide your hands up higher if you're able. Tuck your chin in, and then maybe you lean forward. Now try to do this with me. Pull your shoulder blades in more narrow and lift your chest without sticking your chin out too far. How does that feel? Like a big opening through the front of your body, I hope. Keep breathing. All right, then we release that. Let's scoot back in our chair, scoot the feet back too. So you're not leaning against the back of the chair. We're still sitting up tall. Take your palms together now and press side and center and side and center. So the top hand is pushing down and the bottom hand and wrist are feeling the stretch. You can even press with your fingers against their corresponding fingers on the other hand. Can you keep relaxing your shoulders? 2 more. Try not to hold your breath when you're pushing. 1 more. All right, now we push over here and we hold on this side. So you're doing 2 things now. You're pushing up with your right hand and you're pushing down with your left hand. Try not to elevate your shoulders. Try not to hold your breath. Now relax that. Let's go to the other direction. Push down and at the same time push up. And then let's release that. Circle through your wrists, nice and easy with a light fist. And then extend and flex your wrists. Now do all that with your fingers open. And extend and flex. All right, let your arms come down. Shake out your hands and roll your shoulders. Now make sure you have a comfortable seat. Walk your ankles and knees together. Cross your ankle over your ankle. Cross your knee over your knee. Or if you can, cross your ankle over your knee. And then we sit up tall. And only if you're able to, without rounding your spine, you're going to tip forward from your hip. So right away you'll feel that stretch on the outside of your right hip. You feel it? Maybe into your hip joint itself, some of the deeper rotators, things like that. Now if you're crossing over like I am, you can flex this top foot just to keep your knee protected and a little bit more stable. All right, we're coming up. Let's change sides. Ankle over ankle, knee over knee, or ankle over knee. Flex your foot if you're up here. Find your posture, and then if you're able to, tip forward. Left hip, big stretch. So flexibility work, stretching, should feel comfortable. It shouldn't feel painful. If you're stretching too hard, or you're holding your breath, or you're not warmed up and prepared enough, then stretching doesn't feel that good. So make it feel good so you're more apt to do it more often. All right, and then we come up. Let's move back into our lunge. Separate your feet, turn sideways, and we back the back foot up. Have a straighter back leg. Now your arm that's closest to me, turn the thumb up and raise the arm forward and up as high as you can without pain, without strain. Keep straightening out your back leg. And then let's release that. Soften your knees and turn to the other direction. Get yourself situated first, and then straighten your back leg. Find your comfort zone here. You can be at the edge of your comfort zone, but stay in your comfort zone. Now your arm that's closest to me, the thumb is up, and we take the arm a little higher, maybe a little higher. Lift your chest. Keep trying to straighten the leg behind you. All right, then let's release that. Now we're standing up, so help yourself up. I'm going to turn my chair so you can see me from the side view. You don't have to turn your chair. Now we have our hands on the back of the chair. I want you to take your time here. You can turn your thumbs up for this. And then you step back and you push your hips back with your knees unlocked. So what we're doing here is allowing our hamstrings to stretch down the back of our legs. We're also stretching our hips, our back, and our shoulders all at once. Now if you don't want to stand up, you don't have to. You can come here and just hinge forward. Either way. Make sure your back is straight, so you're not doing this. Make sure. Bend your knees more if that helps you to straighten out your back. You don't have to be as low as I am. You can be up much higher if that feels better for you. All right, and then slowly start to help yourself up. Now I'm going to be here on the side of the chair. If you're standing, you're on the side of your chair as well. Now take your outside leg back, bend your knee if you can, and if you can, hold on to your ankle. Now you're holding on to the chair. for light support or for a lot of support if you need it. If you're still sitting, you can go back to your lunge and you can just bend your knee here, tuck your pelvis forward and hold. Either way. All right, if you're standing with me, bring your foot down and walk to the other side. If you're sitting, turn the other way. Make sure you have good stability here and support. Take your outside foot back, bend your knee, and if you can, hold on to your ankle. It's okay if you can't hold your ankle. You just bend your knee, or you just keep your foot on the floor behind you. If you're standing up, make sure you're up straight and tall. All right, let's release that down and then come back to sitting. So, do you feel as if you can now reach and bend and move better? I sure do. I hope you do too. As always, thanks for joining me, but also thank yourself for being here and taking some time for you. Until next time, be well.